It's the soundtrack to Happy Valley.
You guys play the best music. Greatest music ever. You guys rock. Yeah.
I'm gonna party tonight, 'cause honestly I just don't care.
B94.5.
It's all hit B94.5. I'm here with Marvin Cortes, the runner-up of Cycle 20, America's Next Top Model. Congrats on making it so far in the competition as the runner-up. What was it like making it that far and being in the top two?
I mean, I knew I was going to make the final two. I thought of all the amazing guys, I stood out the most, so I was in shock when I made final two at all, but no, I'm just joking. No, it was really incredible to make it far, because when I started, I was, all right, if I make top 16, I'll go home as a winner in my book. And then as people were going home and I was staying, I was like, okay, well, if I make top 8, maybe I'll be like up there. And when I made top 6 and top 5, and I was like, well, all right, I could actually win this whole thing. Then when I made top 2, I was like, all right, this is mine. And then when I lost, I was like, oh, I guess it's not mine at all.
So, of course, this was the first cycle that guys were a part of America's Next Top Model, and you didn't waste any time. You came in being quite the ladies' man. What was it like watching yourself on TV and then receiving the name Starvin' Marvin?
I don't know. It was just crazy, just seeing it back, how funny everything just turned out. I'm just such a character, I feel. I never really wanted to use that condom that was expiring in a week. It's just not safe, but it was just so funny how everything played out, and I wasn't sure they were going to use any of it, but that's why I was going so crazy, because I was like, all right, they're clearly not going to air this. This is definitely not appropriate TV. I'm watching it and it's playing back, and I'm like, wow, okay, great, I'm glad. But I went in there knowing I was going to flirt with some girls, and then ended up getting a girlfriend, so everything worked out for the best.
So does this mean you and Renee are officially boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yeah, no, we are dating for sure. We talk every day and we see each other when we can. She's actually moving in January in LA, where I am. Getting pretty serious.
Well, congratulations on the relationship. That's so cool. Renee is a fantastic girl, so it's great to know that you guys are officially together now. But besides Renee, the show also showed a few other relationships that you formed during this cycle. You started off having a thing for Bianca, then ended up with Renee. What was it like being surrounded by all these beautiful women and kind of going back and forth and then just ending up with one of the most gorgeous girls in the house?
It was a dream come true, honestly, because I get to see all the beautiful girls from all parts of the country, but none of them compared to Renee, so I had to get them out of the way to kind of see what was out there. I was going up in girls in terms of beauty and in terms of personality. If I didn't flirt with you, you weren't pretty, and if I ended up with you, then you were it, I guess.
Well, I'm so glad you found what you were looking for, but speaking of developing a relationship, what was it like developing your relationship with Renee in the reality TV show atmosphere? I could imagine that it might have been a little bit difficult or stressful with all those cameras around you.
At first it was stressful because you don't want to be in public, and so we try to sneak around, but they caught it in the night. We'd wake up at like 3 in the morning and come to my bed, or I'll come to your bed, and because the camera crew are gone at that time, they still had the cameras in the house, so they didn't even show all the hidden stuff, but I'm glad it didn't. That's another story, but it was hard because she's like very shy and I'm not, so I think that was just the frustrating part.
One of the things about you is that you weren't really involved with most of the drama that occurred in the house. Do you think that helped you in the competition, that you were kind of just staying out of everything?
I try to stay away from the drama. I try to navigate myself away from it, if not help it. I think it helped me a lot because I already had a lot of stuff on my plate with the Starvin' Marvin and with the Renee thing and with the bromance with Dawn. I thought I didn't need to add the drama to what I was doing already, so I think that was like a good thing. I thought it was a strategic move on my behalf.
So we always like to do some research before the interview, and we saw something interesting about you and Dawn. Is it true that they offered the both of you a spin-off series about your bromance?
Oh, well, it was in the discussion area, so like in the discussion stage. Yeah, we were kind of approached to do our own little spin-off. I would never do any reality. I know it's like suicide to do 2 reality shows. I mean, 1, you can kind of get away with it. It's still hard to, but 2, it's just like you signing up for a Kardashian life or something. And that's just not what I'm interested in.
Now, with reality TV, sometimes they portray people in a certain manner, whether it's how you actually are or not. Do you think that you were portrayed how you are in real life, or do you think they portrayed you differently after watching the show?
I thought for the most part, the comedy part was there. Me pretending to have a boner. I mean, sorry, I don't know how to say that, but I know they made like a little joke about that. I told Tyra I was aroused or something. I'm a joker, so sometimes I say jokes in my natural voice, and people think it's being serious. Other than that, like the crying, I don't cry as much as I did on there. I think I was the stress level and the girls and just being on really cool house. It was just emotional. I haven't even cried since the show, so that part is not what I'm about. But The girls love it. They're like, Mr. Sensitive over here. I'm getting a lot of good responses. Girls like a guy who can cry.
Well, it clearly worked because you ended up with Renee.
And she's a tough girl because she's like, I don't know what to do. He's crying or something. I think she secretly just likes sensitive guys. I don't think she's that sensitive and emotional, so I think that's where I come into play. So it's like a balance, a yin and a yang.
And probably one of the highest emotional points in the cycle was when you were standing in front of the judges for the last time with Jordan as the final two. What was it like getting your last critique from the judges? Did you think that you were going to win, or were you kind of second-guessing yourself after hearing their critiques?
When we were doing the slideshow of all the photos, I was like, okay, clearly I'm not going to win. They're showing Jordan at her prime, and it's not her fault. She was doing really good the whole time. I wasn't expecting them to show all the photos from the series. When they showed that, I was like, oh man, so she definitely has way better pictures in her portfolio than me. But then when the judges were saying Marvin would probably be better for Guess, or Marvin would be better for Nylon, and like Rob were saying Marvin should win, and Kelly was like, I like Marvin for this. Maybe I can win if they think this way, but when it came down to the numbers, it wasn't in my favor.
Well, even though you didn't win, the judges had a lot of great things to say about you, which must have felt amazing. And another thing going for you is that your fan base is crazy. Now, Corey, Jordan, and especially you have a huge fan base. You even had a former top model supporter. What was it like having Jasleen tweeting at you and showing you some love?
It was crazy for her. I actually met her at the rap party that she was invited to. I got to get a picture with her. I was just so amazed that I didn't know she was watching the show. I didn't know any of the alumni were watching. But yeah, the fans, they are just the best. I have so many followers on Instagram and Twitter. I think I have more than Jordan and Corey. They're just always tweeting me. They're like, oh, you're awesome. I can never be depressed. I just need to look at Twitter or something. Having Jasleen tweet me was surreal because what she has accomplished is something that I wanted to accomplish. So I just felt you see someone where you want to be and they're talking, oh, you remind me of myself. So it's a huge confidence booster. But I also did have some hater alumni. I saw like Miss Cole or something from Psycho or whatever, and Brittany Klein, she switched up. She was at first rooting for me, and then she switched up to Corey. So I was just like, oh, okay. Especially that one Cole girl. I guess they made like a little joke about America's Next Top Best Friend, and she was like, oh, this is not America's Next Top Best Friend. But I was like, well, whatever, you're watching me.
Well, you have the haters, but you also have a lot of lovers. And speaking of your fans, did you see the one video of the little girl reacting to you not winning America's Next Top Model? She saw that you didn't win and was literally bawling her eyes out. It was funny.
No way. Where is it? I have not seen it. The fans are definitely upset. I get a lot of, man, this ruined my night. Even people I've never met, they're just like, I'm not going out tonight. At that point of the time, the finale, people were emotionally invested, and they genuinely wanted me to win. Not because I was the better model, because Jordan at that time was better, so she deserved to win. But when you pick favorite, it's like, oh, I want him to win because I like him as a person. For me, I thought more people wanted me to win because they liked me as a person, and not because I had better photos.
Well, now that you're done with the show and you can start your modeling career off strong, what do you have going on now, and where do you see your career going in the future?
I got some spreads coming out in December and in January. I've been working a lot on modeling, but right now that I'm a free agent, kind of next has about they have like 3 more days to make a decision whether they want to offer me a contract. But as of now, I feel more of a better vibe with maybe Click or like Ford, something, or maybe even IMG. I don't know. I don't think next is the home for me. So right now the next move is to sign with a major agency, but also I'm signing with a commercial and theatrical agency in LA here as well.
Very cool. Some of your diehard fans have already found ways to follow you on social media, but for those who haven't yet, what is the best way for them to follow you? Whether it be website, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, what is the best way to follow your career?
They can follow me both on Instagram and Twitter. It's the same in username, so it's Marvin Cortes and the number 1, so Marvin Cortes 1. My MarvinCortes.com site should be up by next month, early December, and they could follow me and see more high-quality photos on there.
Thank you so much for calling in, and good luck with everything in your future. I can't wait to see what's in store.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
Like us on Facebook at B94.5 Morning Zoo Crew.